Hello everyone, UsefulEngine11 here, back again for another purchase video, and it's the first one for this year. Although, I hope I don't do too many of these in one year. We'll just have to wait and see, but anyways, we got a bunch of stuff to take a look at, and this is basically all the stuff that I got, either before or just around Christmas. So, without further ado, let's get into this. First, let's start out pretty small with some minis and this, tender load. I wasn't sure which tender load this engine belonged to at first, but now that I've looked at it a little bit closer, I think it may be Henry, because there's no dip in the back. But nevertheless, I'll just have to take a look and see if my theory is right. As for the minis, I really got nothing to say about Scruff and Gator here, but I just kind of plan to use the faces for, future customs. So there's that out the window. Next up, we have this Ertl Rheneas. This was something that I got at a flea market, along with the minis and the tender load, of course. Now, technically speaking, I already have an Ertl Rheneas, but I picked this one up because, well, first off, I wanted to see how good of condition it was, and maybe if I would, replace the Rheneas I had. But I think I might actually sell this, so it's kind of nice when you buy something from someone just to resell it later. Anyway, that's basically all I got to say about Rheneas. Next up, we have this, off-brand coach. Truth be told, I don't know what to turn this into, honestly, because it has the exact same shape as my customs of Gertrude, Millicent, and Catherine. So either I could make this a mid-Sodor coach, or I can make it another Coldy Fell coach, because I've already made a custom of Catherine. I don't know, we'll actually have to wait and see, but nevertheless, I couldn't pass this up, so I decided to pick it up anyway. Now, before I forget, I want to throw in this smudger here that currently has no face, because I actually did a trade with Jason's Junction, if you guys remember him. I basically traded him a couple of Tomy stuff for this, and I'm really happy to have it. At first, in this photo here, it didn't have a funnel, but actually, I found a funnel in my spare parts bin and, just gave it to him. But now it kind of begs the question whether if I want to make this Generator Smudger or Jennings. I don't know, I've been fighting back and forth between it for a while now, but my goal is to, come to a solid conclusion by the end of this month. Either way, I'm happy to have this nonetheless. Now let's move over to some stuff that was actually given to me by Abbey Road Fan, which were a few tankers. So I'll be honest, I don't have much to say about these tankers as they're just basic generic tankers, but I do want to say thank you to him because he already gave me that one tanker that was, custom water tanker, but he gave me one milk tanker, two Sodor fuel tankers, and two tar tankers. Now, of course, while I'm still sitting at two tar tankers, I now have two milk tankers and three Sodor fuel tankers, so I'm hoping to continue to keep growing my tanker collection, so huge shout out to him for this. Next up, we have a copy of The Adventure Begins. Sadly, when I found it, it didn't come with a slipcover, but you know what, I'm not that picky. But I decided to pick up this DVD because it's one of the few that I actually don't have, and with The Adventure Begins turning 10 years old this year, I actually think it was pretty appropriate that I got it. Not to mention, when I bought that, Happy Birthday DVD set that came out around the time of the 75th anniversary, The Adventure Begins wasn't featured on it. It just baffles me on why they have specials like Calling All Engines and The Great Discovery on here. Not that I don't like The Great Discovery, I love it, but I feel like it would have benefited if this was all CGI specials only. Now, it did a favor for me by, putting Tale of the Brave on there, because that was another one that I didn't have, but it did no favors for me by not having The Adventure Begins on there. So I'm just happy to have this DVD now. Now, technically speaking, you'd think that was pretty much it, as going off of the thumbnail, but nope, we actually have one more thing. Here we have the Thomas's Sodor Celebration, but it comes with, the gold Thomas. This came out around the time of the 60th anniversary, which by the time this year hits, that'll be like 20 years ago. Now, technically speaking, I've had the gold Thomas in my collection for a long time, and I actually rounded out the specialty engines by getting bronze diesel last year, but this was honestly a real treat and only costed $10, so there was no way in heck I was passing it up. So I'm really happy to have it, and I'm definitely going to cherish this. Overall, despite me getting a lot of non-Thomas stuff for Christmas, and, me buying up a lot of this stuff beforehand, and me buying up a lot of this stuff before the holiday, I think it's safe to say I got a pretty good amount of Thomas stuff that I'm happy with here. So, yeah, without further ado, guys, this is UsefulEngine11 signing out. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.
Your fingers on the side.